Now, despite the deep influence money has on our daily lives, the subject nonetheless often remains taboo among individuals we care about the most. So the question is, how often do you find yourself thinking about money? To unpack this further, we're joined by Chief Marketing Officer at Momentum Money, Cebile Zibi. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon, Cebile. Let's speak about that topic of money and how often or the frequency at which people are now thinking or talking about it at the moment, especially in these difficult times.
Thank you for having me. Momentum has been on a journey of getting their clients enabled for their success. And we do that through our many different products, whether investment, whether life cover, whether insurance. So Momentum Money is one of those products. We've discovered that with our clients getting major payouts from their claims, it's very easy for them to not think about what they do with their money, but to have it blown away by sharing, sometimes excitedly, with family members that money actually doesn't end up destined for the places that it's supposed to be in. So Momentum Money offers that space where you can put your money in a digital account. Whilst the money comes out, you pause, really think about what you want to do, and that's what the offering does.
Yeah, and let's speak about a little bit more in detail about that offer, and with the kind of offering that you have, the steps that you would take as an individual to make sure that that money is not, like you say, excitedly spent, but rather saved or invested for something more important.
Yeah, so we believe that if you have a financial advisor, it's actually the first step for you when you get that money. Why we want you to first consider a place where you park it or you engage with trusted individuals is because sometimes if you haven't thought enough about it, you might end up blowing it. So a place like or a conversation with a financial advisor is well placed to allowing you to prioritize what are the things that you need to focus on, and also create that bucket of money for family members who may then come and ask for money, but that you properly have a space to think about what you want to do.
Yeah, and what are some of the misconceptions when it comes to parking the money and seeking advice until you make a decision of what exactly it is you're going to do with it? Because I think one of the misconceptions is that you pay exorbitant amounts for things like financial advisors and other financial practitioners to guide you as to say, these are your options and this is what you can do.
Yeah, often people think they have to pay exorbitant amounts of money, as you've said, but there is free advice.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's through your friends, your relatives, that you can just seek advice without having other people decide for you what to do with your money. Also, I think using things like budgeting, sticking to your goals. A goal-based instrument is also a good thing to have because it makes you keep yourself honest in terms of what you need to do with your money.
Let's speak about it in the current economic climate. Things are very tough, and we've had lots of conversations over the last few weeks about people not being able to retire because of the lack of savings or whatever it is. So how important, particularly in the current times, is it to be able to manage your money in some of the ways that you've just described?
So it's really about starting. Often people overthink the starting journey, because how traditional banks operate is you have to have a lump sum to own or open a money market account. And in an investment place like ours, you are able to actually start from the first rand. And obviously what we do that for...
So you don't need thousands.
You don't need thousands. Yeah. You really end up, you can earn interest, very decent interest from the first rand. So I think it's about making people aware that it's not that difficult to start a savings journey. We really want to get South Africans thinking differently about the savings conversations. Really broadly, it's about making or normalizing having money discussions around the dinner tables, around boardrooms, around every place that you meet up with your friends. It should not be left for the last minute or when you've lost a partner or when there's been a death in the family that you only start talking about money. I think money needs to be something that we normalize in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, and I suppose another important component here would be financial education. The reason that it's perhaps taboo to speak about money amongst friends and family is because we lack that financial education. So maybe speak to the importance of financial education and financial literacy in having someone start that savings journey from that very first rand, as you've described.
I think it often starts also with our kids at school. When they're selling those having cake sales, when they come back, reiterate those money practices they would have learned at school. When you give them chores at home and you give them money, start embedding the idea of saving and spending and what happens when you spend without putting anything back. So it's taking those concepts and actually making them normal around dinner tables. And also, I think what we unpacked when we had a recent roundtable discussion was that it's hard to also say no to family.
Yes.
And sometimes the discipline that we need to have for ourselves is when you learn to say no to family because you want to prioritize starting a savings journey, you have the opportunity to change the cycle of people thinking that they need to rely on debt or loaning money from you. So that's
very interesting insights. Financial literacy and learning to say no to family. Key takeaways to start your savings journey. Thank you very much for your time. That is the Chief Marketing Officer at Momentum Money, Cebile Zibi, joining us this afternoon to speak about your savings journey. And as you've heard, it doesn't take thousands to open up that savings account. From the very first rand you can start. And the nice thing with the high interest rates, you do earn on making those savings. We've got more coming up on today. Do stay with us.